As a guy, you should put a lot of energy into being the best version of yourself. It should be a top priority. But are you giving your hair the same energy? According to a survey conducted by the International Society of Hair Restoration Surgery, the hair loss in men increases more rapidly as they age. So it's important that you pay attention to your hair and keep it healthy. Having thick, healthy hair requires more than a shampoo, rinse, repeat strategy. Thick hair comes from the food you eat, the amount of natural oils in your scalp, sweat, and the products you put or don't put into your hair. Your everyday choices affect whether or not you can grow thick hair. But don't worry, in this video, I'll share what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and a few mistakes you're making that are keeping you from growing and maintaining thick hair. But before I do that, let's talk about some of the things that your hair does that's totally normal that might freak you out. Sometimes when you stress out about losing your hair when you're not actually losing your hair, you can end up promoting hair loss. Pay close attention and don't worry yourself sick. 1. Your hair will shed. That's normal. If you're not losing any hair at all, you should be worried because if hair doesn't shed, that means it's not growing. Shedding 100 to 200 hairs per day is normal. Anything more is probably a cause for concern. 2. When your hair is wet, it will clump together and appear thinner, and you'll be able to see your scalp. That doesn't mean you're balding, unless you're seeing a lot of scalp, in which case, you're screwed. I'm just kidding. I'll share some tips and tricks to deal with that later on in this video. Stay tuned. 3. Some of you guys are out here stressing about your hair receding when you just have a widow's peak. It's important to know the difference between the two so you don't lose sleep over something you can't fix. A widow's peak is just a different type of hairline. Instead of your hair growing straight across, it'll have a pointy end in the middle and dip in on both sides. If you're still not sure how to tell the difference, just look at Josh Duhamel and Chris Hemsworth. If your hairline looks like theirs when pulled back, you probably have a widow's peak. 4. If your hair is actually receding, it will look one of 3 ways. A juvenile hairline, which means your hairline will go across mostly when you're young, but older guys can also keep their juvenile hairline. A mature hairline will slightly recede slowly as you age, but it will never become fully receding. A full balding hairline will recede fast. A widow's peak might give off the illusion of receding, but if you really are receding, it'll start around your temple. The sooner you take action, the better chance you have at managing it. 5. Baby hairs around your temple are normal and not a sign that you're balding. It's very common for hair around your temple to be thin and waspy, so stop stressing out about them already and embrace them. Now that we've covered what you shouldn't freak out about, let's talk about when you should freak out and why. If you're taking care of your hair properly, you can expect it to grow and maintain its health and thickness. But if you're losing hair and it's thinning, you're doing something wrong. So let's go over some of the reasons your hair isn't thick or healthy. We're going to talk about this in 2 parts, the inner part and the outer part. Part 1, inner. There are a couple things your body needs to produce healthy hair follicles, and if your body is not getting enough of these things, your hair might start thinning or balding. 1. Not getting enough nutrients and vitamins. If you don't get enough iron, folic acid, zinc, vitamins B12 and B7, vitamin C and D that will help your follicles produce hair naturally, you can forget about growing thick hair. Vegetables actually have a lot of the nutrients your hair needs to grow. Bet you wish you'd listened to your mom about those greens now, don't you? But it's not too late for you. Start eating a lot of spinach, avocados, beetroots, berries, nuts, eggs, beans, and sweet potatoes, and watch your hair health improve. 2. Stress. When your body is experiencing stress, it overproduces cortisol, which can trigger a condition like telogen effluvium, where your hair falls out and your hair follicles can enter a long resting phase where new hair doesn't grow. So, make sure you're getting enough rest, eating healthy, exercising, and generally not stressing about things you can't change. And if you lead a stressful life, try as best as you can to manage it. Part 2, the outer. The way you treat your hair matters when it comes to how your hair grows. So here are some things to do and to avoid. 1. Stop over-shampooing your hair. You don't have to shampoo your hair every day because it'll strip your hair of its natural oils. Yes, your hair produces natural oils just like your skin. I would honestly recommend just shampooing once a week for most hair types. And when you do shampoo, use sulfate-free shampoos because shampoos that contain sulfates can cause protein loss and scalp irritation. 2. If you're addicted to washing your hair every day, then you might want to co-wash as an alternative. Co-washing is basically washing with conditioner instead of shampoo. It's less strong and will not strip your hair. If you have thin hair, go for lighter conditioners and thicker conditioners for those with thick hair. 3. Some of you guys not only wash your hair every day, but you also wash your hair after your workout. That's way too much stripping for your hair. Look, I get wanting to wash your hair after you sweat, But there's a trick to keeping your hair fresh after you sweat without washing it. The first step is to use powder-based dry shampoo before your workout to absorb sweat and natural oils. And if you have longer hair, then style your hair in a high bun during your workout. It's important that the bun is loose and not too tight. This will prevent sweat from sticking to the back and retaining volume after your workout. Leave your hair in a high bun while you shower so it doesn't get wet. Then set your blow dryer to cold setting and blow dry your hair to dry sweat from the root. You can also spritz your hair with dry shampoo to refresh your hair. 4. When you blow dry your hair, always set your dryer to the lowest setting and constantly move it around your hair while holding it at least 5 to 6 inches away from your hair. I cannot stress how important it is that you apply heat protectants before you use any kind of heat on your hair, because excessive heat can cause damage to your hair. And even too much sun exposure can cause damage to your hair, so try incorporating hair products with UV filters like olive oil or peppermint oil. And when it comes to thick hair, your diet is important too. You want to make sure you're feeding your body with the nutrients it needs to grow. 1. Make sure you're drinking enough water and eating enough fiber, fruits, vegetables, and proteins. 2. In addition to your diet, you should also supplement it with hair growth vitamins. 3. Your hair needs moisture to grow, so you should apply a good amount of natural oils and serums regularly. Oiling your hair increases hair growth. Use a coconut oil once a week or a day before your shampoo and oil your scalp in circular motions. This is an age-old practice that not only keeps your hair and scalp healthy, but also stimulates growth of new hair. Apart from that, some other products that I would recommend and have personally used are the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Hair Serum and Organic Rosemary Scalp Oil. Follow these steps and you will most definitely see results. It's important to stay consistent and be patient. Let me know what topic you would like me to cover next. I'll see you in my next video.